I'm out for my early morning walk in the very drab and dreary Quantock Hills in northwest Somerset, hence being slightly out of breath. And I'm thinking how nice it would have been to be on holiday in France, somewhere down by Burgundy, in a small gîte. But given the news that greeted me this morning when I woke up, that all those travelling back from France would have to face 14 days quarantine, perhaps staying in the UK wasn't such a bad idea. It's Friday the 14th of August, and as from 4 o'clock or 4 a.m. tomorrow, those travelling from France, the Netherlands and 4 other countries will have to quarantine for 14 days on their return to the UK. I was speaking to the HR manager of an engineering firm up near Bristol yesterday on this very subject, and he was saying that he had very little sympathy for those travelling abroad in these very uncertain times, and that if they had to self-isolate on their return, and he said that he had a couple of people in that position, that he certainly wouldn't be paying them, and that they may be subject to disciplinary proceedings. So, what is the legal position for those returning to the UK and who are in employment? The general rule in any contract is that the employee is available and willing to provide their services, and the employer pays for that. Where the employee can't attend the office and therefore provide their services, the employer doesn't need to pay. So, will the employee be able to claim SSP? I think the answer to that is no. They're not ill, and SSP is designed to cover those who are off sick. Can the employer force them to take holiday? I think the answer here is probably no also. In order to force an employee to take their holiday under the working time regulations, they would have to give twice as much notice as the length of the holiday to be taken. And of course, if they're returning in the next week or so, and they're required to take 2 weeks off, there are not 4 weeks in between. Could the employee be disciplined for not attending work? Answer, yes. They're not available for work, they should be in work, and it may be that some HR managers will want to send a message to all their staff about the consequences of taking holidays in these very uncertain times. This will be even more the case if the employees are warned not to go away out of the country, and perhaps some of these may even result in a dismissal. Perhaps some of those who have to quarantine will be able to work from home, and we have to remember that a vast number of employees have been working from home, so perhaps this group won't have any particular difficulties. But it is likely that those who are on hourly contracts, or possibly are more poorly paid, will suffer the brunt of the government's decision and feel it more acutely. So, perhaps staycationing may be the answer this year. And remember, you can always go bowling. This is Ian Pearson, employment solicitor at Amicus Law.